We're live.
Cool.
Do you hear an echo?
Nope.
Okay, good. Hi, everybody. Amy and I are here. We're just making sure everything is set up correctly and there's no echo. So if you guys come on, please let us know if you're hearing us fine. Post your questions, hit some likes, let us know that we're here, comment. I'm going to check on my phone to make sure I see you, Amy. And making sure that I'm on my page and stream it. It goes to your page too.
Oh, we have somebody saying hi.
Oh my God. Hey, Tanya. Yes, we're on. Let me edit 1 second. I'm going to add Amy. There she goes.
Hi, Kristen.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, good. I just tagged you, Amy, so hopefully you show up on your page. Yes! I see you on your page. Wait, this way.
Sweet.
Hi, guys. If you come on, please say hi to us. Let us know if you could hear us perfectly fine. I'm super excited to be doing part 2, round 2. For everybody tonight. And Amy said that she's going to do this again. I mean, this could be something that we do once a month or once every couple of months, because I know the first time we went live 2 weeks ago, this really helped a lot of people. And it's been really helping me, just really getting more in tune with doing my meditation daily and my tapping daily. And I'm so thankful that this has helped a lot of people to even be able to reach out to Amy as well. So it's going to be another Q&A. I'm going to be asking her some questions. If you guys have questions, feel free to post them down below. Don't be shy. Amy's here to answer questions, and I'm here to share my experience. She has done 2 sessions with me. So if you guys have any questions about how, not all the details, but just for me to share how I feel after the sessions with her. So I have some questions here. Amy, you want to say something before we start?
I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be sharing this information again. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad that you're here. I'm so glad that I decided to jump the gun and say I'm going to do this. So we're really going to focus on anxiety, because that is something that I suffer from and a lot of people suffer from on a day-to-day basis, panic attacks and stuff like that. So we're going to address that and the best way to go about reducing it or eliminating it altogether in your life. I know a lot of people that are going to be on, that's going to watch this, that have messaged me within the past couple of weeks, do suffer tremendously from panic attacks, and it has come on in so many ways. I had a friend told me it happened when she had her first baby, and at that time she just had another baby 2 days ago, and she said it really came on when she got pregnant, and the fact that she was pregnant again, it was acting up. So I hope she logs in. I hope she sees this. I will tag her when we're done. So I know this is reaching out to a lot of people and helping a lot of people. So the first question that I have for Amy is, what does anxiety really look like in the body? I know what it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no mistaking anxiety. That's for sure. So to me, what it is simply energy that's stuck in the body. So it's looking for a way out. And, this is a mind, body, spirit kind of problem. So for people who are experiencing that, shortness of breath, that racing heartbeat, those are body functions that are trying to get rid of this excess energy. That when people are experiencing anxiety, it's like their energy is like a soda can that's been shaken up, and the energy can't get out. The soda is not going to get out until it explodes. So what I recommend people do is get the techniques and tools to help your body release this stuck energy, so that you don't have to experience it the way that is really traumatic, when you're having that, I feel like I'm going to die,
Yes.
releasing little bits of energy all the time is really going to keep you from having that major blowout. Just like, the same, if you were to pop the top just a little bit, some of the
Yeah.
energy and the, soda, the excess energy can be released like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. It does have that kind of, like, your whole body feels like you can't control it. You have no control, or you feel that you have no control over your breathing, your actions. That
Your
is a
thoughts,
perfect,
probably.
yeah, that is a
Yeah.
perfect description. Let me see what it says. So I know you said it was a mind-body problem. What are some ways that people could release that stuck energy that's in there?
So, you always want to have like a toolbox when you're going through something like this. You want to be able to turn to things so that like there's like things that you can do with little effort, and then things that you're going to do more as like a maintenance to avoid these things. And so one of the things that is super easy to do is essential oils, actually. Essential oils carry a frequency, and that frequency interacts with the body, and then that helps to calm the body down. So there's different oils like lavender, and there's a blend called Peace and Calming. There's a bunch of different oils that you can use, frankincense, that are going to help to balance the body and release those energies, and are just really helpful for a lot of people. Thankfully, like I said before, I don't go through anxiety, but I know that for some people, they really rely on, especially Peace and Calming. There's 2 different versions of it. And even little kids that are having temper tantrums, it's really effective for them too. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
And kids love essential oils. You have to be cautious with some of them, but yeah, they love them.
How would you use that on a kid? Like, put it in their lotion or just rub it on their bodies? Like, how would that?
Yeah, you'd want to use, either way. Kids are more sensitive, so you're going to probably need less, and also you're going to need more of a carrier oil. But yeah, so a carrier oil would be like coconut oil, olive oil, or some sort of oil that you can add the oil to, so it can, spread across your body a lot more easily. But within 20 seconds, it's in every cell. So like, you really don't need to worry about like one tiny drop of essential oil getting in. If you put it here, it'll be through your whole body in 20 seconds. The cells are all sending it throughout. So.
I know, it's amazing that you said that to me before, and I was like, 20 seconds. I mean, I do.
It's pretty incredible.
I smelled lavender and stuff before, and it does give you that type of feeling. So maybe, that you're right.
Yeah. So that would be something that you could just go like into your drawer, pull it out if you're starting to get a little bit of that anxiety feeling. Also, again, grounding mat or walking out on the earth is a really great way of taking any of that excess energy that we pick up from Wi-Fi or from computers or cell phones, that starts to disrupt the communication that's happening within our cells, because our cells are constantly communicating, and that's how our bodily processes happen. So if there's a toxin, if there's a blocked emotion, if there's an injury, these cells are not communicating properly. So that's why you got to kind of see what's causing the communication barrier to be broken. Is it a physical issue that needs to be repaired? Or is this like a toxin that needs to be removed? Is this a thought pattern that needs to be addressed? And that's where meditation is so great, but that would be in a different toolbox where you're doing more of like a maintenance.
Yeah.
So, one of the other, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I just popped up Kristen comment. She said she's used essential oils, but it didn't really work. But I like the fact that you're mentioning the grounding mat and meditation, because I was going to say, for Kristen, for me who suffer from anxiety, I do a combination of a few things, and it really does work for me. So if you've just been only using oils, maybe it's really good for her to try a combination of different things and see what would work best. Maybe meditation with some oils, as you said, just rub it on your skin. Yeah. And also the type of oil is really important. So like having a very pure
concentrated oil. I trust Young Living because I know that they're very pure, and I know that a lot of the hospitals that do scientific testing use it because it's replicatable, because the oils always have a certain frequency, so that you can rely on it as a person. You can say, okay, this worked for me last time, this is going to work again. But if your lifestyle is absolutely crazy, essential oils are not going to change that. I mean, it's definitely, you're going to have to look at what's going on. It is certainly not going to heal like, a limb that has, it's like you have to address the fact that the body needs to come back together, and you got to look at what's going on.
Yeah. Sure. Is that website just youngliving.com, or is it
yeah, it's youngliving.org, I think. Yeah, I can leave my, I'll give you information. Okay. But anyway, yeah, so I rely on that stuff when I really just don't feel like taking the time. doTERRA is another good one as well. So the other thing that I was going to say is like turn off scary TV and the news, because it's absolutely geared towards getting your heart rate going, and that stuff will stick with you for days. So it's an easy way to just cut out stuff that you don't need to be occupying your mind. Trust me, you're going to be okay if you don't know about all the crazy things that are happening right now. Everything's going to be okay. It's okay to take a time out from that stuff and take care of yourself. So that's definitely an easy one.
Yeah, Rob always tells me that before I go to bed. He always says, before you go to bed, stop watching all these scary stuff. And, I have a tendency to like IDTV. So he always says, like, don't watch that stuff at night. Watch something fun, laughable at night. So you may not going to bed. You might not be scared, but it might be something that's going to affect you during your sleep and stuff like that. So it
will. Yeah. It actually messes with your heart meridian. And I actually have a funny story about that. When I went to go get acupuncture for the first time, I tried to test my pulses from right here. And this is different than your pulse from your heartbeat. And she said, your heart meridian is a little bit off. I believe she said heart meridian. And I said, oh, that's interesting. Like, I don't have anything going on really that's, love related or something. And then she goes, have you seen like a scary movie or something in the last 24 hours? And I was so embarrassed because I get scared very easily. That's why I just don't even watch that stuff. But I was watching like an ABC show, family show, and I got scared. And I remember thinking I should turn this off because I'm scared. And she picked up on it. Then like within 24 hours, it was like the next day. So yeah, it does affect your sleep. It does affect your energy system. So yeah, it's important. That definitely really helped me when I was living in New York City and first starting out on this journey, is just turn off the garbage TV.
Yeah, I have to learn to do that. I've just watched something fun or free and exciting.
Yeah.
What are some ways of releasing energy that requires more effort besides turning TV?
Well, I just wanted to actually follow up on another easy thing to do is those songs that we talked about that are entrained to your brain waves. So like that will calm you down also. So like having those songs, whether it's from Om Life or if you go on YouTube, they're the songs that are specifically geared toward training your brain waves. So that all of a sudden your brain becomes entrained to it, and then your body becomes entrained to it. And so you calm down. So become more coherent and less, crazy. So that's definitely great. And energy work as well. So those are just like things you can sort of do with minimal effort. You go to see somebody who's going to do energy work on you and help you remove those blocks. Listen to music, use a grounding mat, use essential oils, turn off the TV. Those are just great, easy things to do. So sorry, what was your question again?
Anybody could do that.
Yeah, definitely.
I was saying, you said that those are the easy ones that anyone can do. What is the ones that to release anxiety that takes a little bit more effort?
Right. Okay. So you're definitely going to want to start meditating if you have anxiety. And I know that's going to be hard. Like we talked about that. Like I started meditating on a dare, and I'm so glad that I did, because once you start tuning into that energy daily, it's so amazing and so healing. But you start to pay attention to the thoughts that you're having over and over and over again. And then that's when you can start to become like a master of your thoughts. So like you have to first know what you're thinking about all the time. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know what they're thinking. That's what studies say. In fact, 60% is negative. 60%, which is terrible. 60% of the time that people are thinking horrible thoughts. So meditation, not only is it going to boost your immune system and make you feel better, and they say, that saves time because you're not missing work as much, but you're also going to become more coherent as an energy system, which has definitely been proven. And you're going to be more loving, and you're going to be more calm. You're going to be more creative, and you're going to be able to access that higher intuition, which is what we talked about earlier in the first segment, where this connection to source is really, really important. A lot of people with anxiety have cut that connection off to source. And so the energy that's within the body can't leave. And then not only that, they have that isolation feeling of like, I'm in this, by myself, like everybody's against me. When you start to connect with the universe and source, you start to realize that we are all connected, and it's really energetically connected.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with the thought process. Even like if you do a guided meditation, like I do a lot of guided meditations, I haven't learned to just sit there and just do it on my own freely. It's still something that I'm practicing. But certain guided meditations, when they say certain things, or it allows you to think of your thoughts, you're like, oh my God, I really think that way? Like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah. No, I know. It's crazy what's running in the background.
Yeah, it's really sad when you really start to like zone in on your thoughts of yourself and just be in that alone space for a few minutes. But it works. When I mentioned this to you, when I don't do my morning routine, like my morning routine consists of prayer, meditation, tapping, journaling, affirmations. Like it's a 45-minute process, and I wake up in enough time get it. I wake up in time to get it in. So it takes me about 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, depending on if I would just start praying and I get really emotional with my prayers. My prayers could go into like 20, 25 minutes of just praying. If I don't get my meditation and my tapping and stuff in, I don't feel right for the whole day. And I remember I had mentioned that to you that Saturday. I was just not feeling right. And then I said, I rushed my prayers and I did not do my tapping or meditation that day. And I was feeling anxiety throughout the day, going grocery shopping and stuff. And when I thought about it, I was like, I neglected that time. So that 45 minutes for me, I rather wake up earlier and get in, because throughout the day, I feel better. I'm more productive, and I don't feel that. That's the feeling I'll get. I can't breathe.
Yeah. And certainly for myself, when I don't do it for whatever reason, I definitely regret it as well. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling a little off, or like, it's almost like you forgot to do something like brush your teeth or something like that. It just becomes so routine that you feel weird not doing it. And you know what? It's because it feels so good, and it really helps you to move smoothly through the day. When things are just like kind of like not lining up and you're like, wait, what's going on? Something's not energetically right. At least that's how I think. And then I take a minute and I slow down, and then I try to balance everything, and everything seems to flow again after that. It really helps.
Yeah, very true. And you also had mentioned before that exercising is really important. That's another thing that helps with anxiety. I know for me, my exercising is the last of my morning routine. That's like, I have to do something At least 5 days a week, I work out. Sometimes, well, depending on the program I'm doing, but for the most part, I work out 5 or 6 days a week. And it's kind of like the finisher or the icing on the cake for my morning routine. It kind of just finishes everything off. It kind of like, yes, now I can sit down and start my
day. Yeah. 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 And you know what? Exercise, not only is it going to help release energy from your muscles and things like that, but also is very grounding for the body. And you can release tension that way. And it's just so beautiful. And also energizes your mitochondria. So there's a lot of benefits, as you know, from doing exercise. So yeah, especially if you have anxiety, it's definitely helpful.
Yes, it does release a lot. And even if it's for that, if you're somebody that suffers from it really bad, that split 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or whatever time it is, you feel free while exercising.
Yeah.
You know, that I know it helps me in that way. It kind of, because your mind is not thinking about it. You're just feeling good with the exercising, your endorphins, everything is kicking in. So for those few minutes, you feel really free. And I know I had mentioned to you that I love doing yoga as well.
Yep.
You said that was beneficial.
Yeah, because you're moving the meridians and the energy as well in those situations, grounding your energy, balancing your chakras. I mean, they can actually see on a biophoton camera, people who meditate, people who do yoga, their energy is more balanced afterwards. So it's definitely worth giving it a shot.
Yeah. I am a firm believer with the yoga. As much as I like crazy workouts, and people that are watching, they know that I do crazy workouts, and they're always like, oh my God, you work out so hard. As much as I love that, I truly enjoy the other side of it as far as yoga goes. It's like the most amazing feeling. As soon as I step on the mat and I know I'm going to do yoga, it's kind of like I get in that mood, and I find myself sometimes even smiling in poses. My leg might be shaking.
Yeah.
Depending on the pose I'm doing, but I find myself just feeling awesome.
Yeah.
In the practice. Like I could
and
do
you really don't need a lot. Yeah. But you could do a 2-hour, but you don't need a lot to get your body moving and feeling it just the way that you're supposed to be feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah, that
really connects you from your mind to your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those other hard workouts, they serve a whole other purpose. I love those workouts too. I love the mind over matter aspect of it. It's like my body is crying right now, but I'm going to push through it because I can, because that's just temporary. You got to know your body and you got to move through it in a particular way so you don't injure yourself. But definitely, I love that challenge. I absolutely love it. It's totally different challenge, totally different mind game than yoga, where you're really centering energy in that way. So yeah. I just wanted to say that there are some other things like along those lines of like exercise, of eating right, because if you're eating a lot of sugar, that can actually trigger anxiety as well. So so just cutting out the sugar and the things that turn to sugar can be really beneficial for your anxiety.
Yeah. Well, you know what? From listening to this, I truly believe that I hope all my challengers are watching this, everybody that's joining my group for March, truly being overall healthier and just having a good balance with it. I think that is the key to it. Because everything that you're saying is really just taking care of this in different ways,
definitely.
Whether it's through meditation, whether it's through tapping.
It's really about honoring the body and what it's feeling and what it needs. Yeah. It's about listening. A lot of people, that's why meditation is also great, is because it forces you to listen to your body. If your knee is always hurting you, tuning into that could be helpful for you. And it certainly has been helpful for me and my clients in the past, taking a look at like, why is this hanging around? Why can't I get rid of this? What is this trying to tell me? And it could be that you're having trouble moving forward in your career, and as soon as I've seen this over and over again, as soon as people take that step, in their career, whether it's, pain in their hip, pain in their knee, they take that step forward, that pain is different. It no longer is there anymore. So a lot less.
Oh,
The
wow.
body talking to them saying, wake up, you're supposed to be doing something you're not doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, meditation's great for that as well.
Yeah. I believe what you said with that is true. Because even with anxiety, like there are times like in the past, it hasn't really happened to me like I've gotten better. Just a few sessions with you, I have really noticed a difference in how I feel. So that's why I told Rob, I was like, I need this in my life. I need to not only share this with people, because I have noticed a difference within just 2 weeks, and
Awesome.
Just being more consistent with my routine, really, as you said, honoring the body, really, as you paying attention, really listening to the things, and just tapping into self-talk, or even just talk of stuff that you're not saying out loud. Those are the most dangerous.
Yep. Yeah. I wanted to talk to you about the tapping, because, we were saying the things. Yeah.
I was going with it. Like the tapping also makes you think of that to release it. So I was going to ask you, you mentioned something with the fingers. So that's where I was going with.
So the fingers that you use, these two fingers right here, they've actually used a camera, a biophoton camera on the body. And they found that these two fingers release the most energy out of. So that's what you're using to change the flow of the meridian where the energy is stuck. So where you have emotions that are stuck within your body, and you start tapping and you start talking, emotions that are in there that you have no idea what they are really, they start to move and they start to get released. And that was just so cool, because I've always known that these two fingers are really powerful. And then I just found out in Qigong, they call these the sword fingers. So this is stuff that without, science proving it, we've already known it. And also a lot of energy comes out of the as well. Yeah. So between the fingers and the head. And so when you do that tapping, which is extremely effective, and people who have PTSD have had amazing success with it, plus any other, weight loss, any other psychological problems that you may be going through, or repeated thought patterns that you want to change, or fears or things like that. This gets in there, and the combination of the left and the right brain, because you have to do you do the singing, the humming, or the counting?
No.
Oh yeah, you should try incorporating a little bit of that, because using the left and the right brain is going to help to release more energy and free up the space a little bit differently.
What's the singing and the humming? What is that?
So when you're doing tapping, you tap on the different points, and then you get to a point where you're doing the karate chop or something, and then you go, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and singing is going to activate the right side of the brain, and the counting is going to activate the left side of the brain. So that's why, it sounds silly, but it really helps to change how the energy is flowing within your brain and communicating, and to help release what needs to be released. So
I know for some people that has not done tapping. I will tell you a little story about me. I was getting on the train, and I really was freaked out because the train was massively packed, and I was having that anxiety feeling, that panic attack feeling coming on, and I couldn't get on the train. I got so emotional, I started to cry because I had to get on the train. True story, y'all.
Yeah, your body was trying to release that energy.
And I didn't care if the train station had 10,000 people in it. This was me. And I was tapping.
You're awesome.
I did it seriously. I did it for about 10 minutes, and then I got on the train. And I was sitting on the train smiling oh my God, I'm sitting on the train.
Yeah, good for you.
I am on the freaking train. And I did went where I had was to go, but I didn't care that people were watching me. I was like, I know this is going to work because when I do it, I feel great on it. And I just started to do a 10-minute tapping. It was an outside train station. So I put my phone and I was listening to the man and I was following everything. People were looking at me, but it's New York. Crazy things happen.
Yeah. Much worse things have happened.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
It really worked.
Yeah. Actually, I was just listening to a study that was done, and they took samples of the people's blood before they started the tapping and then shortly after. And they ran the samples so that, they found out where the people's cortisol levels were, which is a stress hormone. And they were at a certain level, they were high or whatever. And then afterwards, they were just 1 hour later, they were much lower. And so this guy who did the research, in fact, there was like none. The guy that was doing the research actually called the lab because he had not heard from them. And he had been sending, over and over and over again, blood samples to be tested, and he finally had to talk to the director, and he said, "Where are my blood samples?" And he's like, "We keep running that second sample because we can't find any cortisol in it. We can't understand how in 1 hour you could have shifted it that much." He's like, "So we've run it through all different, forms of testing and sensitive, things that we've done to it just to make sure that we're doing the right thing before we give you those results." So he was like, wow, and then they wound up that the levels dropped that much. So that's how powerful it could be.
I was just going to say to myself, so it's not really, for some people that might be skeptical, it's not in your head. Like it's
actually changing.
You can change your blood from,
right.
How some people would be like, let me hold on to this ball and this is what's going to keep me safe. Like that is actual proof.
Yeah.
Because you can't just think in your brain and change the way your blood and stuff is responding. This is serious stuff.
Yeah. And another one that's really easy to do, I don't know if you know this one, but this one was created by Donna Eden. And it's sort of like tapping, but it's much simpler and very quick and effective. And I love it. And you can try this right now with me if you want. But you just take your hands over your eyes and then you drag them to here, which is where you hold stress in your body. And then you're going to take a deep breath in, go around, trace your behind your ears and down, and then come to your chest like this and put your hands over your heart. Sorry, you just lost your earphone. And you do that 3 times. So you take the stress here and then you breathe in, go around. Oh my gosh, I'm calming down already. Woo, I love it. And so you do that 3 times and it'll calm you down. And this, all right, I'll do it with you. Feels so good. So when you put your hands over your heart, you increase oxytocin, which also is a good feel-good hormone. But this traces back your fight or flight response, which we all have. And have you ever noticed that when people are nervous, they go like this?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just your body knows this is what I'm supposed to do to calm myself down. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We're very intelligent, as human beings. Yeah.
That is so crazy. I'm going to try that to before I do my meditation in the morning so I could be calm.
Try it. It's wonderful. It's very effective.
Yeah. Wow. You're right. I do. That is true. That is a sign. And people have mentioned that before, like that read body languages and stuff. People have said that when they do that, that means they're nervous or something.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we find Donna Eden? Is she on YouTube? Does she have a book? Do you know?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. She is so amazing. She's been around forever. And you can find her on YouTube. You can find hundreds of videos from her. She has several books, and she went through all of her life, and she's still alive, seeing at people's energy. So like she can see the different colors and everything that's going on. Pretty amazing. Yeah.
Remember I asked you that the last time. I was asking you about the aura.
Yeah. I don't necessarily see it with my naked eye, but she sees it all the time with her naked eye, which is pretty cool.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I
When
wonder
I
what,
say naked eye, I mean like, you know, like she sees it just all the time, you know,
yeah, I
interacting with people.
have,
Not, I have to like flip my focus kind of thing.
oh, wow. I wonder what it's like to see life through her eyes.
I know. I can't even imagine. It's so cool. She actually
Yeah.
said, I think I mentioned this the last time. She actually said that when she met somebody when she was 20 years old and she found out that not everybody could do what she was doing, she said, well, how do you make your decisions? If you can't see the energy, then how do you make your decisions? And he's like, do you make all your decisions based on energy? And she was like, yeah, what else would I do? So it was pretty incredible. Yeah. Yeah.
No, like, is this great for me? Is this bad? Is this like, should I
Yeah.
go left, right? Oh,
Talk
wow. I'm
about
jealous,
being in tune, right?
Donna.
Yeah, yeah. She's really a cool lady. Yeah, I really love her.
Yeah, I wrote her name down, so I'm gonna check her out. And I wrote down Young Living. I also put it up in the beginning for
Yeah,
people
cool.
to check out it is youngliving.org for the
Mhm.
essential oils and stuff.
Okay.
What else can be done to figure out or help with anxiety?
Well,
You know,
one of the other things that I wanted to have your listeners do is think of a time when they really felt like they were in the flow of things, where just like situations and people and the things that they needed just started coming to them, and it was where they felt supported in the universe, because a lot of times anxiety is that closed off feeling, you know, and that's why the energy is stuck, because you haven't grounded with the earth, you haven't connected with spirit. So you need to remind yourself of the times when you were connected with spirit. So coming up with a great story of your past where you felt supported, and then turning to that story when you start to feel like, oh, things are getting out of control, I'm starting to feel that anxiety, and you can remember how connected you once were, and then you can get there again. So I don't know if you want to share anything about that.
well, I had mentioned what I had mentioned to Amy, what she was talking about. I was kind of, at first, I didn't understand what she meant by being in the flow. And, you know, we would always think like, well, nothing like that happens to me. Everything is not going my way. And then in talking to her, I realized that in the beginning of the year, you know how everybody set their goals for the year. In case you guys looking and not sure what I do, I work as a health and fitness professional, and I help people build a business and get healthy and stuff like that. And I said this year, you know, I really want to take my business to the next level and really grow. And doing this, like helping people, doing webinars was part of it. And I also said to myself, I want to be able to add 5 business partners every single month to my business to really grow and expand it. And just recently, and this, I'm not kidding, I started doing, our first webinar was 2 weeks ago. And literally last week, because I was in that zone, I kept saying I want 5 business partners every single month. This is my quarterly goal. This is what I have in mind. And just last week, I connected with a friend. I have not seen him in years. And I was talking to him about what I wanted to do with my business, because he's also in the health field as well, and he helps people in his business. And the crazy thing is, he says, I am really interested in what you have to do, but you have to also share this with my 5 business partners. He's like, I'm all in, but you have to share this with my 5 business partners. And I didn't get what Amy was saying when she said being the flow. And then when I sat down today and I was like, oh my God, Amy. And she had mentioned that, you know, the universe, God is going to say, oh, you want 5 people? Well, how about 5 business partners that you'll get, but they're attached to thousands and thousands, possibly thousands of potential people to work and help with. So I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. When you're coming from that good place in your heart and you're looking to help people, you're just going to be given more and more things on your path that are going to help you. And it's like, oh, you want 5? Okay, we'll give you 5 plus 1,000 other people, or 1,000 other people, or thousands.
Yeah.
That's what I love about spirit. And that's where you've asked for something and you got it. And then you can feel supported. And then, so the next time you ask for something, you'd be like, well, somehow that worked out. Well, maybe I can do it again. You keep getting that like courage and that self-assurance and that seniority over your life. Cause like anxiety is like the opposite of that. It's like you feel out of control. You feel like you don't, you're not manifesting the things that you want. So it's just the complete opposite. So you got to remember that there's good things happening. And so,
Yes.
develop that story, whatever it is, for those people that out there listening, develop your story, figure it out. It happened to you, and probably happened to you multiple times. So you can use those stories to help raise your vibration and, get you out of those times where you feel like you're isolated.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, like really just tap into it, get into that zone, and just constantly know like that's what you want and keep doing the things to get there, and literally just really focusing on just being better and healthier and more consistent overall within a couple of weeks. I'm just super excited to see what's going to happen in like a month or 6 months.
Yeah, you got rid of energy that you didn't need anymore, and that's what happens. Then all of a sudden you have new opportunities that are available to you because you're not holding on to all this other energy that's old that you don't need anymore, that isn't even working for you. That's why energy work is so great. You get rid of that energy that is keeping you stuck, and then you raise your vibration is become available.
Yeah.
You attract new things and new people, and it's pretty awesome.
Yes. And
that's why I love what I do.
Yeah. And I have been talking about that. I've been saying that. I listened to something called 77 Affirmations. And one of the things that he mentioned was really, that he repeatedly said is like connecting with people. Every connection, every relationship you build is really going to grow and prosper into something good, and it's really has helped me just being consistent with it. So I'm super excited and I'm glad that I'm doing this. And it's just overall being a better person and not constantly living in fear and panic all the time. It's like,
yeah, it's changing that lens that you're looking at the world through. You can just change that. If it's not working for you, change it to a different lens. Find the good in what you're looking at because it's there. Yeah. Even if it's horrible. I mean, I broke my lower back and I was out of school for a year. But that was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And of course, at the time I was very frustrated and, wondering why this happened to me and things like that. But it turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me. And there are multiple things like that have happened to me that I it's just changing the way that you look at it. It's just changing your lens. And that's the whole thing is like to be able to step back and really observe what you could have learned from it, or should have learned.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Yeah, it's true. What, like I know you had mentioned food allergies and stuff like that. What else can be done to help with?
Yeah. So like if all this stuff isn't helping, for some reason, which I can't imagine that it wouldn't, but some underlying issues might be, a hormonal imbalance. So definitely get that looked at. Definitely get a food allergy test if, every time you have a certain food, like I'm allergic to cumin, which is in everything. So yeah, I know it's like horrible. But I didn't know it. I did not know it. And so it kept triggering a fight or flight response in my body, which I was unaware of. And so knowing that I can't have cumin, at least for this time being, now my body won't be getting that signal of, oh my gosh, we're under attack all the time, because I'm eating something that I had no idea I was allergic to. So, so the hormone test, the food allergy test, a stool test, definitely, because parasites, if you've picked up a parasite from like, food that's gone bad or food that wasn't washed or something like that. It can definitely, cause you to have anxiety as well. So, and then genetic testing, that's like the new wave of the future is actually taking a look at your genes, figuring out where you have SNPs, which is where the genes didn't quite form properly, and so you have a mutation there, and then you can be more likely to have anxiety because of that. But the good news is they're figuring out which supplements you can take to turn
Okay.
those genes on so you don't suffer from anxiety. So those are things to look at as well.
Hmm. Again, that's probably going to fall in the section of eating healthier, eating better,
Yeah.
taking the right supplements and vitamins and nutrients that you need in your body daily. So even if you happen to not even know that you have that issue, it's not going to hurt to just overall be healthier and stuff. And then
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And you know what? Even if you have the perfect diet, you exercise all the time, if your thoughts are super corrosive to your whole body, and you know, you're gonna be screwed, because that's what's running all the time.
Yeah.
So you know, you really meditation for people who have anxiety. Find out what those thoughts are, get rid of them, talk to your body, talk to yourself. You know, that's how you're going to get through it.
Yeah, very true. I agree with that. Before you even get to the testing, I can testify that the meditation, the tapping, doing everything in unison together consistently day in or day out, you might not physically think it's helping, but it is.
Stick with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly stick with anything for about 8 weeks in regards to this stuff, if you really want to shift your whole life, because that gives you enough time for that energy to become more in sync. And they've noticed that 8 weeks is like the magic number of like deprogramming the way that you think and you respond to stress.
Yeah. Yeah. I was even thinking just longer than that, but 8 weeks.
Oh,
hey.
Certainly. Yeah, no, absolutely. You do it as long as you can. But if you think it's not working, at least stick it out 8 weeks.
Right.
Because that's when they found that you really, truly respond differently to stressors once you've meditated or done these things for 8 weeks. And specifically, this was in regard to meditation, 10 minutes a day, I believe.
Yeah. And it's true. In the beginning, I would be like, is this tapping thing really working? No, I'm not noticing any difference in it. And you will feel weird. Even with meditation, you'll think like, I can't sit still. My brain is thinking of so much stuff. All that is okay. All that is regular. I would say now I meditate probably, I could do 15 minutes and not feel like, can I open my eyes? Can I open my eyes? That was me in the beginning. Now, when they like, you know, start moving your fingers, start moving your shoulders, and, you know, take a deep breath and open your eyes, I'm like, that's 15 minutes already? Like, yeah. My God, I might be moving up to the 20-minute slot real soon. Nice. So give it time. I wanted to say that. I know people, we like things to happen really quick. I'm telling you, give it time. It will eventually.
Energy work is pretty quick, though. Like if you go see somebody, you're going to get results pretty quickly, I would say.
Yeah.
But if you're doing the other stuff on your own, it might take a little longer because we get in our own way. You know, we get with our thoughts, or we're like, hey, well, I'm going to not do that. And, you know, I'm going to go and eat a piece of cake or something because that's easier. You know, it takes discipline, certainly.
Yeah. That's true. Hey, well, oh, Lord, wait. I'm trying to see if I could see some questions, if people have questions.
All right, cool.
If you got... Wait, stop.
I wish I knew how to look for the questions. I can't.
I know. How do you deal with anxiety, depression, panic attacks? Okay, I think we kind of like go through everything. When it comes to physicality apparent, can you see that?
Physically apparent.
Like you mean the shaking, Nas? What do you mean? Like just having that?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here, you know what? You know what I didn't mention? When that happens specifically, Nas, you definitely start to feel every cell in your body, your skin, your energy into your body. Feel what it feels like in your toes, in your calves. You know, pay attention to you know, drop down into your body, and that will help you to deal with that a little bit better. Certainly also another technique that's really great is, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but you guys are going to just have to trust me because I don't have time to test it out with you all. But imagining a rose, it's a really high vibration. A rose, it's a megahertz. And so when you just imagine it, you're bringing, and then you can just draw out all the energy. Imagine it's like a big vacuum cleaner in front of you. Draw out all the energy that you have around you that is maybe possibly confusing you, or that you may have picked up from other people. That also really makes me feel great. So you suck it into that rose, and then you can toss it up into the universe, or you can send it to Mother Earth. But that alone really helps. And then filling in, with the energy of the universe, like all that love and beauty, that universe, to fill in with every cell of your body. That is also really helpful at calming you down.
When you say a rose, you mean the actual rose flower, bush, tree?
Yes. Yeah. It actually carries, so we were talking about essential oils, and each flower has a different frequency. Yes. And so rose, it has the highest frequency. So it's at 320. Now, lavender is at 120. And the human body is around 65. And this is an overall megahertz. So when you take 65 and you introduce 320, you're going to bring that your energy and your vibration way up. So it can handle taking all that bad stuff out of you. And so it truly does work, and it sounds crazy, but it really works. And I'm not the only person that does this.
That is, I don't want to say freaky.
Yeah, no, try it though. Imagine that rose right in front of you, sucking all that bad energy out of your aura, and then send it down to the Mother Earth, or send it up to the universe.
I think I need to start buying roses at Trader Joe's every weekend.
Smell them. It's rose essential oil is super, super expensive. So expensive that I've never bought it. I've wanted to. I know, but I just can't bring myself to buy it just yet.
How much is it? Like $50, Amy?
No. Okay, so for like 15 ounces of lavender, it's around like $25. And then for 15 ounces, yeah. For 5 ounces, it's like $200. 5 ounces for $200 for a rose. So yeah, somewhere around there, maybe 180 or something, or 189.
You are kidding.
For only 5 ounces. But it carries that really high vibration, and it takes a whole room full of roses that get compacted, and then the oil extracted from it for just to produce one bottle. So that's why it takes a ton of roses. And everybody knows buying roses is expensive.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
$200.
Yeah.
Kristen had mentioned, I'll show you, every time she thinks she understands what will help, she'll do it for 2 weeks. That's the key, Kristen, right there. Like, as Amy mentioned, 2 weeks is not enough.
Yeah, you got to stick with it a little longer, or go see somebody for energy work. Help to get rid of, peel some of that onion, get rid of some of that energy, so that when you are doing some new stuff, like whether it's essential oils or grounding or meditation or things like that, you'll start to notice the difference a little bit more, because you won't be carrying so much energy that's not useful.
Yeah. She probably, like you mentioned, have to, like for me, when I work with you, figure out things that you didn't even know was there or existed.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea, Kristen.
Yeah, the subconscious programming is what I really work with people on, which happens when we're from the ages of 0 to 7. We're picking up what's going on around us, whether it's at school, like preschool, or whether it's with our own family or our own, parents, friends, whatever they're saying. We're picking up as a program and making connections, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to understand our world. And sometimes we make the wrong connections about stuff. So, those subconscious programming can really wreak havoc on your havingness for certain things, or your self-worth, or things like that. So through meditation, I can pick up what that might be. And then we talk about it, and then you can tell me, oh yeah, I used to do this, that, or the other thing. That makes sense for me.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, please post them down. Amy and I have been talking, Amy, almost an hour.
Oh, really? Wow.
54 minutes.
Wow. Well, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so excited. I will share Amy's email, website. I'm going to update the status of this video. I know some of you guys are saying you're coming on too late, but that's okay. This video is going to stay on my page. And if you guys follow Amy's page, it's going to be on her page. So it is accessible for you guys to look at over and over. You could comment after, post any questions or anything afterwards. We will get notified on it. So don't feel like you're missing out. This is going to be up. Amy did promise to come back, probably do a third session. This could be an every 2 months type of thing or a once a month thing. I know for me, it has truly helped me a lot within the past 2 weeks, to the point that my roommate says I'm calmer.
That's awesome.
So, if he can recognize,
and I love him, and he's a good judge of that.
yeah, if he's, and I didn't even notice it. He's like, you're a little bit more zen, not fully, but you're a little bit more zen. I was like, okay, well, this is great.
Yeah,
so
good.
I have noticed this. Just talking to Amy, you guys could connect with her as well and get her help. We don't live in the same state, and she was able to help me being on the phone with me. She's amazing.
Thank you.
You guys feel free to contact her, and we'll figure out if this is something that we'll probably do again, maybe in April. We don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe we can ask everybody what they want to hear about that has to do with energy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think that would be a great idea. So I'm going to say that if you guys have any, and I'll put it up in the post as well, if you guys have anything you want her to focus on for the next webinar, the third one that we're going to do, let us know. Comment. We're here to really help you. We want to make sure what we share is beneficial to you and not just only about me. It's helping me, so now we wanted to help you guys. And I think that is Dawn said thank you.
Thank you.
So I really appreciate you guys joining us. And Amy will say good night.
All right. Good night. It was good talking to you.
All right, guys. Bye. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone.